And we're back. As you can see, we're all fancy now with the little microphone. This is a DJI mini mic. So hopefully, I did a test before, it came out pretty crisp. So I hope this does as well. And sticking to the core of this YouTube series, I want to share some thoughts that have been on my mind. A lot of which have been just some doubts that I will achieve greatness. Right now training is nowhere near where I want it to be. Between not recovering as well as I'd like, being at a fairly light body weight for myself and having a very hectic schedule, I haven't been able to give training the love or attention that I want to. And as I mentioned, completely flat out with all these other things going on. And in the midst of that, I want to try and conduct a prep. Yes, I do have the laptop back again. So keep that in mind. We will get there in the end, but for now, the laptop stays. Bringing it back though, there have been many conversations with myself, mostly while driving, where I'll ask the question, is this something that I want to do? And just about every time I come to the conclusion of yes, for a few reasons. First off, training, I know once prep is over, I can get back to a point where I am all in, okay, I can just rip in, have a crack, train how I like, recover fully, and we'll be right as rain. For this series of prep, for the series when it comes to prep, I guess training may not be as, not because I still enjoy it, I may not feel as robust as I'd like, and that's okay, because it's simply a season. So in that sense, it's like, all right, this is what training looks like for the moment, and that's okay. I'm only going to get busier as well. So me saying that, my schedule's pretty packed, doesn't seem like an appropriate reason for me not to do this. And listening to both of those back, boiling it down, the biggest thing for me is that I just doubt myself. I don't believe I can do. Part of me doesn't believe I can do this. And I do my best not to toy with those thoughts because they aren't true. And I have a mountain of evidence that says otherwise, that I can do the things I say I do. I made it in the fitness industry, which is notorious for churning out coaches and trainers. I took risks that could have ended me, but ended up being this launching pad to help me get to another thing that I really wanted to do. I always remind myself of the many times I thought I couldn't do something, did it anyway, and it turned out to be a better success than I thought. I've come to terms that I'll always be afraid, but regardless of the fear I feel, I can always take that next step. And so for me, self-doubt probably is and always will be my biggest obstacle, the biggest demon or barrier that I have to overcome. My second biggest issue, which I've talked about with some people in private, is I have this tendency to work myself to a point where I am on the cusp of burnout. And burnout for me is I resent doing anything that resembles what I was trying to pursue and end up not doing it in the first place. So that's not fun. And a big breakthrough and lesson for me this year is understanding the value of having a good rest ethic, because in the past or even now, I'm an advocate for having a very solid work ethic, just nose to the grindstone, have a crack, don't worry about how you feel, just keep going. And There have been a few instances now where I've taken myself to the point where I am physically ill and am forced to rest. And so I've come to understand that that's just not a good idea. And in service of the work, so that I can do more of it and be better, which is what I want to do, I need to rest and get myself back up to 100%, rather than thinking I can produce that same level of work at 30. All right. And the only way to get back to that 100%, as I said, is for me to rest. So developing a rest ethic, understanding what that looks like, has been really valuable for me this year. And hearing that back again, the biggest obstacles for me will always be inside my own head. The self-doubt, feeling like I'm not good enough, that I'm not enough, questioning if I have what it takes to do this, feeling like I need to have all the answers. All right. These are battles I've had to win over and over and over again. And as much as I'd love to say I could easily tell this at you, I'm using notes just to help me recap. And like each time I have to fight one of these battles in my head, I uncover something about myself that I always tried to hide whenever I was seeing a counselor or was talking to a therapist. All right. My ability to talk myself out of something or set myself up for failure and say, it's just how it's meant to be. Those are my little self-sabotaging tendencies. My need to push myself to the point that I get injured. My need to push myself and hate what I'm doing. Like, it doesn't need to be that way. All right. The only way I lose this game is if I quit. The only way that I don't achieve greatness is if I don't take that next step. And so that's what I'm doing to overcome. That's how I plan to overcome me not believing in me. I'm going to keep stacking evidence that I am who I say I am. I'll rest when I need to, make that very clear. I'll rest when I need to, but I'm going to keep stacking evidence that I can do it. And build this mountain for me to stand on top of. To look at how far I've come and how far I'm yet to go. And smile at the journey in front of me. Because that evidence, walking down that hill, that will help me build momentum. And with that momentum, I can keep taking that next step forward. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed hearing my rant about what is going on inside my head. If you did, drop a comment below, or if you want to connect with me, go follow me on Instagram at elijahsatroni.pt. I'll more than likely do a training-centric video next. I plan on filming some of my content today, walking you through what my training looks like, what the current setup is. We might do a walkthrough of maybe 3 out of my 5 sessions, maybe 4. We'll see how I go for time. And I'm really looking forward to having a chat with you all then. So with that, team, again, hit me up on Instagram at elijahsatroni.pt. If you want to connect, drop a comment below what you'd like to see more of or hear more of from me. With that, take care, and we'll talk next week. Thanks, team.